Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Premier the Honourable Mark Brantley on Tuesday, February 28th, apprised the public of the High Court's judgment which struck out the election petitions which were filed by Nevis Reformation Party NRP candidates J.D. Keynes and Dr. Patricia Bartlett, challenging the results of the December 12th, 2022 Nevis Island Assembly elections. At his press conference, Premier Brantley read excerpts of the 10-page judgment issued by High Court Judge His Lordship Justice Patrick Thompson Jr. on Monday, February 27th at the Theodore L. Hobson Court Building.
This court finds that the Keynes petition was filed on January 10, 2023, and not within the 21-day prescribed for doing so. The Keynes petition is thus a nullity and is struck out and dismissed. This court notes that no evidence was advanced by counsel for the petitioner Keynes to explain why their petition, by their own arithmetic, was filed on the last possible day for doing so. This court has no jurisdiction to extend the time for filing of an election petition, but in this court's view, it behooved the petitioner Keynes to proffer some explanation to the general public as to why their petition was filed so late. Election petitions are matters of significant public interest, and the fact that the Keynes petition was filed 4 days after the Bartlett petition has not escaped this court's attention, particularly since both petitioners appear to belong to the same political party. The Keynes petition, being filed at the 11th hour, ran the risk of succumbing to the respondents' challenge. Future election petitioners should do well to avoid this risk by filing as soon as is reasonably practicable. He then went on from paragraph 14 to deal separately with the Bartlett petition. At paragraph 17, the learned judge says this: everyone is agreed that while the petitioner, Dr. Bartlett, did serve the respondents with a copy of the petition, the respondents were not personally served with a notice of presentation of the petition, since a copy of this notice was filed on the e-portal, that is the court's e-portal, on January 19, 2023. Everyone was agreed, including counsel for Dr. Bartlett, that the failure to strictly comply with the requirements of the Act and election rules meant that the court's jurisdiction to strike out a petition was engaged. He continues at paragraph 20. Counsel for the petitioner, Dr. Bartlett, conceded, albeit with some reluctance, that there was no physical service of the notice of presentation of the petition, nor of the notice of security. Furthermore, counsel accepted the authorities confirmed that the requirement for service was mandatory and peremptory, and that non-compliance with these requirements meant that Dr. Bartlett's petition was liable to be struck out if non-compliance was proved. In this court's view, counsel's tacit concession puts an end to any argument by Dr. Bartlett to the contrary. The failure to physically serve the notice of presentation of petition and the notice of security is fatal to the validity of the Bartlett petition.
Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley. A contingent of new employees of the Nevis Island Administration NIA were officially welcomed into the public service on February 24th at the Ministry of Human Resources' first orientation seminar for the year. The all-day event, which was held at the Nevis Disaster Management Department's conference room, briefed the employees on various aspects of the public service. Speaking on behalf of Premier and Minister of Human Resources, the Honourable Mark Brantley, Permanent Secretary in the Premier's Ministry, Wakely Daniel, highlighted the benefits of being a public servant.
You are given the opportunity to serve others. There's no greater work in this world than to serve people. You become more fulfilled. When you go home, you feel fulfilled. You know that you have a stable job. That is critical. Very, very, very critical. you are confident that when you wake up tomorrow, in most cases, you will still have a job. There are other benefits. For example, pension. Are you aware that not all institutions, not all companies in Nevis offer pension? The government offers pension, even though our money might be smaller than most of the institutions around Nevis. The government, at the end of your tenure, you can look forward to having or to getting your pension. Another advantage, of course, is the health plan. Please tell me, there's a lot of companies around Nevis that don't have a health plan. We have here, and part of the civil service, the health scheme, which I'm confident we will be explained to you this morning. That is an added advantage.
Daniel also explained that with benefits come responsibilities.
You have a responsibility not to steal the government's time. And I'm certain you're wondering what I mean by stealing the government time, or as we say colloquially, thief the government time. When you should be at work, you're probably in town liming talking to your friends. That's stealing government's time. When you should be doing your work, you're on your phone, on Facebook or on your computer. Yes, on Facebook or whatever. When you should be doing your work, you're on your phone, chit-chatting, gossiping with your friends. That is stealing government's time. And with all of the benefits, you have the responsibility not to steal the government's time. We offer a service. With service come cordiality, come courtesy. You have a responsibility that when persons come to your department, when persons come to whichever unit you're working in, that you be courteous to them. We expect you to come to work early. You have the responsibility not to bring drama on the job. Leave your quote-unquote all of your issues and problems at home.
The other presenters included Edson Elliott, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Human Resources, who discussed the rules and regulations of the public service, Hazel Manners David, Branch Manager at National Caribbean Insurance, who discussed the National Insurance Medical Scheme, Delcia Bradley King, Employee Training Professional, who briefed the participants on professional etiquette and ethics, and representatives of the NIA's Information Technology Department, who outlined the government's computer usage policy. The seminar was chaired by Education Officer Teres Dorr. Recently retired Commissioner of Police Hilroy Brantley says he is proud to have been afforded the opportunity to lead the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. In his retirement remarks on Monday, February 27th, Brantley highlighted a number of his accomplishments. He noted that during his term as Commissioner, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force was dramatically digitized. The organization significantly expanded the closed-circuit television CCTV project and greatly improved its forensic lab. The improvement of the police fleet is also quite conspicuous, and community policing became the fulcrum of the organization. The police force was also able to dramatically reduce the number of crimes in general, and the homicide rate was reduced by more than 60%. Brandy says he wants to express his gratitude to every member of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force for their tireless work and professionalism, and expressed thanks to them for their invaluable support during the 4.5 years he was Commissioner of Police. The Nevis Christian Council and the Nevis Evangelical Association on Tuesday, February 28th, joined the Ministry of Ecclesiastical Affairs to observe its first National Day of Prayer in St. Kitts and Nevis. In Nevis, a series of prayer-themed activities were held. They included the broadcast of prayers by members of the clergy throughout the day on local radio and television. The events also included visits to schools, use to pray for the nation's children, a time of prayer at all churches, corporate prayer at the New Testament Church at Bath Road, a prayer walk which culminated with prayer in the square at the War Memorial in Charlestown, as well as a joint worship service to offer prayer for the nation on Tuesday evening at the New Testament Church at Bath Road. Similar activities took place in St. Kitts. The third hosting of a Fun Run in the Sun relay in observance of World Obesity Day, hosted by the Nevis Health Promotion Unit, will take place on Friday, March 3rd, 2023.
This relay will take place on Friday, March the 3rd, and it will start at 2 p.m. outside the Best Buy supermarket. The relay has 5 legs as per the usual and will be fun and exciting. There will be 6 teams participating. There will be the St. Christopher Nevis Police Force Nevis Division, the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force, the NEVLEC, Four Seasons Resort Nevis, Ministry of Agriculture, and Ministry of Education. All the teams are geared up and ready to go, and so we are encouraging persons to come and witness the fun race.
Senior health educator Shavani Niswit spoke on the reason behind the activity and also outlined the route for Friday's event.
The idea of our World Obesity Day relay is to encourage persons to be active, as obesity is a risk factor for non-communicable diseases. And so doing fun activities like this is a way for us to create awareness that you can do activities such as running, jogging, different forms of exercising that can control and prevent obesity, that can therefore control and prevent non-communicable diseases. The 5 legs for the relay: the first leg is from the Best Buy supermarket to the Charlestown Police Station. The second leg is from the Charlestown Police Station to the courthouse or the old library. And from there, the third leg is from the old library going around in front of the iron shed or the entrance to the Charlestown Pier. From there, the fourth leg is from the entrance of the Charlestown Pier, going straight across to Octagon. You turn up that road by Octagon and you hand off at the top of that road. The last leg would be from the top of Octagon Road, ending at the Sim Daniel bust.
Persons interested in participating in the relay can do so by calling the Health Promotion Unit at 469-8010 or 469-5521 extension 6396. Deadline for registration is 12 p.m. on Thursday, March 2nd, 2023. The international theme for World Obesity Day is Changing Perspectives. Let's talk about obesity, while the local theme is Passing the Baton of Good Health. And that's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.